One of my absolute favorite bands to come out of the 90s, and still to this day, is the Gin Blossoms. I love these guys. They don't really get talked about and remembered a whole lot now because a lot of people think of them as just a few hit wonder from the early to mid 90s, but they're very, very catchy and energetic, but their lyrics are also unique, and they represent sort of, not angst, but the type of things that we all struggle with, but never from a defeatist sort of standpoint. A lot of music, especially rock music and alternative music in the 90s, could feel that way. The teenage angst thing was big, and there was a lot of feeling despair and like you just couldn't dig yourself out of a particular type of hole. But then the Gin Blossoms come along, and they have a unique take on that particular feeling, and they have a way of being optimistic about it and never feeling defeated, and they turn that into a very positive sort of style and a type of rock that to me is very enduring. I don't hear enough of it anymore. I think this was a band that came along at exactly the right time to do what they did, and they're still doing it today. I'll get back to the Gin Blossoms in just a minute. In mid-2018, I got contacted by someone who's become a dear friend in music named Jayson Sabo. He and I had never shared the stage together at that point. We knew of each other, we had spoken a few times, but we'd never gotten together to play, and we'd never performed in front of people together. But he needed a second person to play with him at a gig that had been booked in Prosperity, South Carolina for a while. He called me and said, "Hey, if you'll come and just play your set, I will follow along with you. I'll play some, acoustic unplugged leads over what you do. I'll harmonize with the songs if I know the lyrics." And that's what we did. After never having performed together or even rehearsed together, he and I met up one night at this place called Black's Bridge Pub, and we played what was a 3-hour show together, having just met face to face for the first time. And I had the time of my life. Jayson is a musician who intuitively knows where you're going. He stays in tune with what you're doing. He can sense change is coming, and he rolls with it. He has just an immense songbook of tunes that he knows. And if he doesn't know the particular one you're playing, he probably knows something similar to it and therefore can hang with what you're doing. And I learned that about him that night. We closed that place down. We didn't even play the whole 3 hours because I think the clientele had at one point wound down enough to where we were just taking requests from the staff and playing whatever the waitresses were calling out.
I don't.
Do you know the dance moves like that they do?
I can walk around with a cane like that guy, and I can say, "Girl, I'm sorry I did you wrong."
And we were just staying up there and performing to entertain them and ourselves, and it really was a blast. It was one of the most laid-back shows. The crowd was great. I really had a good time. Jayson and I went on to play several more shows together over the next couple of years, and one of them was at Wild Wing Sandhill, which is in Columbia, South Carolina. And one of my favorite performances that he and I ever did together is from that show, and I'd like to let you hear that one now. That's the reason I brought up the Gin Blossoms. For many years, probably 3 years at least, I've been doing Follow You Down from the album I just held up, Congratulations, I'm Sorry, pretty much any time I play live. But with Jayson's leads and his harmony vocals, it really transformed the song into something, beyond what I normally do with it. And I've always loved this recording that I caught that night at Wild Wing Sandhill. It's a great representation of what he and I could do on stage together, and hopefully will again soon in the future. And I hope that you'll enjoy it. And while you're at it, check out the Gin Blossoms. Not just the stuff that I'm sure you probably know, like Hey Jealousy and Follow You Down Until I Hear It From You, but check out this album. It's called Mixed Reality. It came out in 2018. As of right now, it's their latest one. And I really love this album. They work with a different producer. They kind of bring out a different feel and a different side of themselves. And it's a good example of how a band like that, which is stuck in a particular way in most people's minds, and they think of a particular kind of music that those bands make. This album shows that sometimes these bands can and do evolve beautifully, and I love this one, and I hope that you'll like it too. But if you don't, that's okay. You're not required to, but you are required to like this video of me and Jayson Sabo playing Follow You Down. I hope that you'll like it, I hope you'll crank it up loud, and I hope you'll be back soon for a lot more.
Can't you see the sky? I think it means that we've been lost. Maybe one last time is all we need. I can't really help it if my tongue's all tied in knots. Jumping off a bridge is just the farthest that I've ever been. Anywhere you go, I'll follow you down. Any place but those I know by heart. Anywhere you go, I'll follow you down. I'll follow you down, but not that far. I can't really help it, I can see how far we've come, but still I can't remember anything. Let's not do the wrong thing, and I swear it might be fun. It's a long way down when all the knots we've tied have come undone. Anywhere you go, I'll follow you down. Any place for those I know by heart. Anywhere you go, I'll follow you down. I'll follow you down, but not that far. How you ever gonna find your place? Running at an artificial pace. Are they gonna find us lying face down in the sand? It's a long way down now, we've already been forever damned. Anywhere you go, I'll follow you down. Any place but those I know by heart. Anywhere you go, I'll follow you down. I'll follow you down, but not that far. Anywhere you go,